Especially after the day before.
First, a voice check. Usually I don't have much difficulty being heard. Is that going to be so tonight, so I don't have to use the mic? Can everybody hear me? Welcome all again. Yes? Okay. Now, quick rule, cell phones off, muted off, so we don't get disturbed by that. My general practice, and thank you for inviting me to be the moderator. You haven't fully realized what you've done when you voted this time, but I do appreciate it. So I use the main moderator's manual, and if there is no objection, I will take unanimous consent, that being unanimous consent for me to be able to use as my reference the main moderator's manual. Okay, thank you very much. I want three things. Good motion, no negative motions. Good debate, a sure vote. Now, are there non-voters that perhaps would like to speak to any issues in the warrant? If so, please raise your hand so we can identify you. No? Okay. Forever hold your peace. Now, I would accept unanimous consent if you did. Lots of times the superintendent of schools doesn't live in your town, isn't a voter. It is that way for us in Houston, and so it's pretty simple to give unanimous. You might be the principal of the school, something like that. Okay, with that, okay. Article 3. Shall the town vote taxes due as October 1st, 2024, and the rate of interest to be charged on unpaid taxes as 6% per year, and the date such interest commences as October 2nd, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the town vote to authorize the select board to sell that vote taxes due as October 1st, as stated in Article 3. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote taxes due as under Article 3? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are we going to do a voice vote? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. All opposed? Motion carries. Article 4, to see. Article 4, shall the town vote to authorize the select board to sell and dispose of any town-owned tax-required property on such terms as they deem advisable and execute release deeds in the name of the town for such property?
So moved. So moved.
It's been moved and
Second.
seconded that the town vote to authorize the board to sell and dispose of property under Article 4. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to authorize the select board to do such things as they deem appropriate in the selling and disposing of tax-owned acquired property? All, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Article 5, shall the town vote to authorize the municipal officer to spend an amount not to exceed 1/4 of the 2024 annual budget during the period from January 1, 2025 to March 2025 annual town meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the town vote to authorize the municipal officers to do this thing. Any discussion? I'll put. Oh, okay. There was a hand going. You walk. Be careful how you scratch your head. I can call on you. I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to authorize on Article 5 the municipal officers to spend an amount not to exceed 1/4 of the 2024 annual budget? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Article 6, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $492,725 for general government accounts? And you see them listed in front of you. I will not read them out.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the town vote to raise and appropriate $492,725 for general government accounts as listed in Article 6. Is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $492,725 for general government in the accounts as listed in Article 6? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Article 7, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $727,172 for the town protection and town insurance account as listed in Article 7?
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded that the town vote to raise and appropriate that amount. Article 7, is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $727,172 for the town protection and town insurance accounts as listed in Article 7? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Article 8. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $445,196 for recreation programs under Article 8?
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. The town vote to raise and appropriate said amount under Article 8. You've seen the note before. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $445,196 for recreation programs and facilities as listed in the various departments under Article 8? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Article 9, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $40,000 to be placed into the Recreational Endowment Reserve Fund and to place revenues from the cell tower lease, estimated to be $16,000, into this reserve fund, and to see if the town shall vote to spend the following amount from this fund for the following purposes. You see those listed. Total is $18,400 and... No? Yeah, 18,400. You want to raise and appropriate 40,000.
No, yeah, we're gonna raise $40,000, but we're gonna spend $18,000.
Oh. Do I have a motion on Article 9?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to the town vote to raise and appropriate $40,000 to be placed in that fund and to be spent as you see it before you. Is there any discussion on that? Pretty clear to everybody, so all right. Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $40,000 to be placed in the Recreational Endowment Reserve Fund and to spend it as listed, Article 9? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those, any opposed? Motion carried. Article 10. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $30,000 for the public law account and to authorize the select board to implement the recommendations of the town law forest management plan and to expend revenues received from the proceeds of the implementation of the plan for costs associated with forest management activities and maintenance and improvements to the outdoor center, public roads and bridges?
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded that the town vote to raise and appropriate $30,000 for the actions listed under Article 10. Is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate under Article 10 $30,000 for the public law account and to authorize the select board to do all such things as they've explained to you there in that article? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Article 11, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $139,784 for library operations and community center building expenses as listed in Article 11?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the town vote to raise and appropriate said amount under Article 11. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate under Article 11 $139,784 for library operations and community center building expenses? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Article 12, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $30,300 to operate the airport and $10,000 for the airport reserve, and to also place anticipated 2024 airport lease revenues and related grant funds received into the airport reserve fund, and to use these funds for capital maintenance and improvement in the town's share of approved airport projects?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the town vote to raise and appropriate that amount, $30,300 for the airport,
And $10,000 for the reserve.
$10,000 from the reserve. Any discussion? Question? Comment? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $30,300 to operate the airport and $10,000 for the airport reserve, and as included in Article 12. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. The ayes carry. Article 13, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $82,700 for maintenance and plowing of town roads, parking lots, etc., as stated in Article 13. You see that number before you.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the town vote to raise and appropriate $82,700 for maintenance and plowing of town roads and such as that is. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $82,700 for maintenance and plowing of town roads as listed and explained in Article 13? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Article 14. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $44,530 for maintenance and operation of the following town facilities and related services?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. The town raise and appropriate said amount in Article 14. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $44,530 for maintenance and operation of the town facilities as listed in Article 14? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Article 15, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $145,000 for transportation services as listed in the article? There's an explanatory note.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded under Article 15 that the town vote to raise and appropriate said amount for transportation services. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $145,000 for transportation services as listed in the account under Article 15? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Article 16, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $264,010 for operation of the transfer station and recycling services?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded on Article 16 to do that exact thing. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $264,010 for operation of the transfer station and recycling services as listed in Article 16? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Article 16 passes. Article 17, shall the town vote to appropriate $55,000 for the golf course and golf course clubhouse reserve to expend these funds for capital maintenance, repairs, and improvements?
So moved.
Second.
And moved and seconded on Article 17 to appropriate the $55,000 for those purposes. Any discussion? Seems like a reasonable amount, yeah. So, seeing and hearing. And I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to appropriate $55,000 for the golf course clubhouse reserve and expend these funds for capital maintenance, repairs, and improvements? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Article 18. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $337,167 for obligated debt and to accept and expend additional payments of approximately $70,664 from Sugarloaf Mountain Corporation and $11,025 from CarrabassettValley Academy as their contractual share of the town debt service?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded under Article 18 to raise and appropriate those amounts for those purposes. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $337,167 for obligated debt and to accept and expend additional payments of approximately $70,664 from Sugarloaf Mountain Corporation and $11,025 from Carrabasse Valley Academy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? $19, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $263,400 as the town's share of employee benefit and related requirements.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded under Article 19 to raise and appropriate that amount for that purpose. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the question. Will the town vote to raise and appropriate $263,400 as the town's share of employee benefit and related requirements? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Article 20. Shall the town raise and appropriate $55,600 for the following organizations? You see them listed in front of you?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the town raise and appropriate $55,600 for the listed organizations. Any discussion, questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll put the questions. Shall the town raise and appropriate $55,600 for the following organizations as listed in Article 20? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.